Greetings and salutations. It's been a while since I've done a director's address, so I figured I would take a few minutes, punch one out, send it out to everybody here at the end of May. Happy Memorial Day coming up. I hope everybody has a good weekend. If you see this afterwards, I hope you had a good weekend. Always have to have a picture of the kitty cat. I won't say who that's for. Starting off this we wanted to talk about the hazmat situation. Everybody needs to have hazmat on file. There's two choices. You can do either one of these. I don't care which one you do, but one of these has to be done. I need a certification from 2016 that meets or exceeds hazmat level awareness. If you want to have a 2016 ops certificate, that's fine. Something that shows me that you've had training in hazardous materials at the awareness level in 2016. Choice 2 is you can give me a certification from any year, and that certification has to meet or exceed hazmat awareness. I've had people turn in ops. I've had one person turn in TAC. So there's a lot of choices there. From any year, I don't care how long ago you've had it. If you've had it, though, then you just need to take the online test on the toolkit that shows you're competent just to the level of awareness. So there's questions based on the hazmat awareness level testing. There's emergency response guides up at the dispatch area you can use to pass that test. It's not the easiest test in the world, but it does show competency, and that's what we're trying to get taken care of. This was put out at the middle of April to be completed by June 1st. The only ones that really have kind of a pass there are some of the new people, the very new people, and the people that are out on leave for whatever reason. Those are really the only people that have an excuse. It needs to be completed. Apparently, I've not set an exact date on the NIMS, but all staff need to have 100 and 700. These are done online. If you type in NIMS 100, it's going to take you to the online portion. It does not take that long to complete these. These need to be turned in to me. I would like these done as soon as possible. I have quite a few. I'd prefer not to have to set a hard date, but I guess I will. But it needs to be done as soon as possible. If you don't know whether you've turned in your hazmat, your NIMS, or whatever, you're not sure, you think it is, and you want to make sure that you got the credit for it, visit the supervisor. They have all of the listings, or visit me. I can look you up too. Excuse me. I do want to say kudos. I was informed by a supervisor that the trucks were very stocked well in May. There wasn't a whole bunch over. There wasn't a whole bunch under. There's always going to be a few things when we do our terminal cleaning. I've been told the chores are looking good. As far as I've seen it every day that I've walked through, I've seen people doing stuff. I usually check a few things here and there, spot check, and everything looks to be going well. And the reports are going fairly well. I will say the reports, our QA, we've not had a ton come back, and there's a reason for that coming up. But all in all, I think they are a lot better than they were when we first started this QA process. I do want to talk about refusals. This has come up recently with me on the scene and seeing a few things. I want to make sure everybody understands it is our duty to respond and assess every patient that we're called to. We're not there to talk them into not going to the hospital. We're there to treat and transport. Refusal is exactly that. We're there. There was an ambulance being called for that patient for whatever reason, unless there was nobody that called the ambulance or for that patient, or the patient didn't call. That's the only time there wouldn't really be a duty to act. But there's a duty to act, and we have that responsibility, and it's basically to assess, treat, and transport. If we assess, recommend a treatment, and a transport, the patient has to actually refuse that services. So some of the things that go along with that, the patient must be alert oriented ×3. That's not just a nice thing. That is a have to do thing. So They must be 18 years old or emancipated with all the legal things that go with that. They must not be impaired in any way. That means they can't be totally slobbery drunk. And the basic way to tell how impaired they are is they got to understand the consequences of their refusal. They have to understand that if they don't get that broken arm set, it's going to grow crooked and they're not going to have as well use of that arm, whatever it may be, or up into death. I usually tell people you could die from this, and they have to understand that. And if you don't feel that those meet those categories, and you need to enlist police enforcement or law enforcement, please do. As John Harris says, you're never going to be on 60 Minutes for transporting a patient to the ER. You're better off over treating and really trying to get these people to go. It's a lot less risk to you, your license, and the district as a whole. Lawsuits come from refusals. That's the major high point for lawsuits. And what you think is benign, you never know. I'm going to talk about these again here in a little bit, but I really want to again remind everybody the values of our district, that we are patient advocates, we're district advocates, we're community advocates, and we're team advocates. This is a reoccurring theme you'll see over and over and over again until you get sick of it. I do want to say welcome to the new people, anybody that has seen this for the first time. We've got a lot of good staff come on board, and along with that, we've brought some experience, and I've also brought some younger energy. Younger, when I say younger, I mean newer, fresher to the business. I'm a firm believer in giving somebody that's new the opportunity to come here and learn and kind of teach them the way that they should be taught. And that's the job of the staff that's already on board. So work with them, get them up to speed, talk to them, work with them. If you haven't heard the rumors are true. We will be having new reporting software. It's called Ambu Pro is what it's actually called for EPCR reporting. There's a lot of nice features, and I'm not really going to talk a lot about them now because you're going to be seeing this really quick. We will have a July 1st, 2016 target of go live date. The billing, we have a new billing software that's already kind of in the works, and it looks like it's going to be ready without any question. And I don't see why the Ambu Pro won't be also. Training on that will be consisting of watching videos initially and then getting some time to put some practice patients in, and how we go about that will be more in the very near future. But plan on training will begin in the next 2 weeks. I will tell you there will be no CEUs or anything extra for June, because June is going to be getting up to speed with this reporting software and making sure everybody's ready, and that's going to be the main focus for this month. So getting up to speed. Just a really quick, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later in this video, but rumors will kill the district. I still hear rumors all the time, and if you hear rumor, ask that person where they heard it, or come and tell me so I can try to get to the bottom of it. I will approach, some people have found that I will approach you. Hey, all right, I heard a rumor about this, that you heard a rumor, and we're going to talk about it. So let's keep addressing those. It's the only way to stop them. I have two major goals at the ambulance district. Number one is to maintain the values, which I already talked about, which was patient advocacy, district advocacy, community advocacy, and team advocacy. Those are the values of the district. That's my goal, to maintain those, to promote those, to make those at the forefront of everybody's mind. I should be able to say, what are our 4 values of the ambulance district? You should be able to rattle those 4 things off. Patient, district, community, team. Those are the 4 things. Number two of my goal is to be the shiz. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to tell you a story about that here in a minute. But that's my number 2 goal. When I went to EMT school, there were instructors that worked at St. Francis County, and I'll tell you, those people talked up the district so well They told you the only way you ever had a chance even to get hired at St. Francis County was to finish first in this class, and you pretty much had to know somebody and just shine in order to be one of those people that got to join St. Francis County. I will tell you, when I joined St. Francis County right out of EMT school, we only had 2 day shifts, 1 night shift, and 2 routine crews. I was one of those routine crews. We were the shiz. That's all there was to it. I made it. I put on my little button-down white shirt, and I was out there caring for patients. And we had the attitude and the knowledge that we were just it. I wouldn't say we were cocky. We were sometimes a little cocky, but we were definitely confident that we were the shiz. So how do we get to that? How do we get to that point? Who makes us the shiz? My question is always, why is a diamond worth so much? Because people say it is. Because people believe that a diamond is worth that much. They've advertised, they've sold that to the people that a diamond is worth that much. So my question is, if you don't think that Andrew County is the shiz, what are you doing about it? Are you getting your information from the top? Are you coming to me and saying, hey, why can't we do this? Or why aren't we doing this? And if you see something that's not right, are you coming to me and saying, hey, how come we can't do it this way? Or why are we doing it? Why aren't you doing that? Why are you getting your information from the bottom? Why are you talking to other staff members who don't make the decisions and trying to make changes from the bottom? Change does not work from the bottom unless everybody bands together and works its way up. But even when they do that, somebody has to bring it to the top. I've preached a long time that as long as you did your stuff, you're going to get along here at Andrew County. That's still true to a point, but the status quo is really not good enough. You don't win World Series with a team of all average players. Everybody can hit 275 to 280. That's a good, solid, average baseball player. You're not going to win World Series with 9 players like that. You're just not going to do it. We need all-stars. We need a team of all-stars. When the Royals went and won the World Series last year, all of those people were high in the voting for all-star. I think they made 4, maybe 5 people made it to the all-star team, but all of them were high in the voting. So my question is average really good enough for you? Do you really want to come to work and just be average? Do you want to work at an average place? Do you want to be at an average place? Or do you want to be the shiz? That's the question. Everybody working together, we can make this place the shiz. I will tell you, a lot of the newer people that I've put on have come to me via other people's recommendations or other people talking about this place in a positive manner. I know there's four, maybe 5 people that are out there talking to people positively about Andrew County. That's what we need, because that's when people come. And now I'm starting to get more applications. I actually have more applications than I have openings right now. This is good. This is where we need to be. Just think if all 30 of our employees were talking about Andrew County and how great it was, I'd have that stack of applications that we need to have. That's where we need to get to. That's when we're the shiz. And then we got to get out there and we got to prove it every day. So why am I here? I heard a rumor. Somebody's been asking around. I couldn't track down who. Somebody wants to know why I'm here. And I'll tell you. I was asked one time, a long time ago, someone asked me why I wanted to get off the truck and get into management. I was visiting a place and I was working with the crew, and they said, I don't know why you'd want to get into management and leave this truck, this excitement, this great. And I thought about it for a second. I said, I can make a difference with my patients, and I feel confident that with every patient I make a difference. But with management, I can make a difference on all the patients. And that's why I'm here. I want to make a difference for all the patients and not the patients, just the patients, but the district, the community, and our team members. I can make a difference for our team members. That's why I'm here. That's what I want to do. I want to be here a long time. And I want to do that. And I want to prove consistently year after year after year that we can make positive change in people's lives. That is why we're 100% quality assurance reviewed. Every report written has a supervisor's eyes look over it. Everyone, 100%. And then I would say probably 10 to 20% get to me, and I look over it. So that's a second pair of eyes. That's why I try to balance experience with energy. We need experience. We need the people here that are experienced and know the county and know the people and can instill in the new people that have the energy coming in and the excitement of the field. We need to balance that and work to really enrich them. This is why I try to promote professionalism. This is why I promote a team atmosphere, because I want to make a difference. This will probably be one of my shorter videos. My final thought: I have experienced many sides of EMS. I've had my clinical saves. I've shook the hands of the patients I've saved. I've gotten hugs from the lady in the hospital that hugged me and cried as she hugged me, and I hugged her and thanked me for saving her life. I've had that experience. I've ridden to the hospital many times just talking to the patient about their families. It is important to be nice to people. It is important to connect with people, to be comfortable with people. Don't go in there as their paramedic. Go in there as their friend that's there to help them, or their EMT. I've also been the patient's family when the ambulance came to my house. My father-in-law was picked up by the ambulance a lot, and the wheelchair van. I've been on that side. I've seen how crews that were positive made a brightness not just in my day as a family, but in my father-in-law's day, and how he dreaded when he saw certain people walk through the door. You don't want to be that person that somebody dreads walking through that door. It made him different, and it started his day off right if it was a good person that made him laugh or talked about the college football games from the day before or whatever. It makes a difference in people's lives. I've had to transport my wife. I've had to transport one of my children before. I think two of my children in the ambulance before. One thought has a recurring theme that has been present throughout my career. And that is very simply that these are people. They're not patients. Every person, when they call 911, it's the most important thing to them at that time. This is their emergency. This is their worst day. And you have the opportunity to go and make a difference in their lives. I think about that, really. If you are to the point where you don't care about people, you don't care about making a difference in their lives, go work somewhere else. Make a difference with them. Bring that passion to your job. You know, Chef Ramsay talks about passion when he cooks. And if you ever look at Kitchen Nightmares or Hotel Nightmares, whatever they're called, he goes and he finds that people don't have passion anymore for what they do. They've lost their passion. Well, what happens when they lose their passion? Their restaurants go to hell. They go down. Nobody wants to go to them anymore. And what are you, if you're a paramedic or an EMT that has lost your passion? How are you going to provide good patient care and make good difference in somebody's lives and affect somebody's life? This is my soapbox, and I apologize, but this is why we're here. We are here to make a difference in people's lives. Sometimes that's a matter of starting an IV and giving them a Denacard to slow their heart rate down and save their life, or to shock them back into life. And sometimes making a difference is holding their hand to the hospital. Sometimes making a difference in somebody's life is going to the senior center and taking their blood pressure. It makes a difference to them. People look forward to that. We had 2 crews leave the senior center the other day because there were calls, and people were upset because they weren't able to get their blood pressures taken, and they didn't have that experience. That's what we're here for. They are people, not patients. They are your mother, father, son, daughter. I always said you have to be a little bit of a mother, a little bit of a father, a little bit of a son sometimes, a little bit of a daughter. Sometimes you have to be the social worker. Sometimes you have to be an RN. Sometimes you have to be a doctor. Sometimes you just have to be a friend. Do whatever it takes, not to treat the patient, but to make a difference with that patient. You want to be the one that they remember. When somebody else walks through their door, you want them disappointed that it's not you again visiting them because you were just so awesome. That's what you want to remember. And you know what? Long gone, after you're long gone from this world, there was a paramedic died the other day in his sleep at Jefferson Joachim Patton Ambulance District. Died in his sleep. What memorial does he have? Do the patients remember? They won't remember his name, but they'll always remember that nice paramedic that might have made a difference. That's your legacy. That's your passion. That's what you're working for. It is that important. This is a higher calling. This is not a 9-to-5 job where I want to make all the money in the world and that's all I care about. If that's why you're here, you are here for the wrong reason. And I can sugarcoat it, and I can be sweet talk about it, but you know what? If you don't have passion, you don't need to be here. You need to have passion for this job. I thank you very much. It ended up being over 20 minutes, and I apologize for that, but this is important. This is what I need everybody to understand what I am. You want to know what an organization is, you look at the top person in that organization. The board of directors are the same way. They care about the organization, they care about the patients. That's what I told them when I interviewed. I'm not going to be somebody that just keeps the status quo. And it's taken me time, and I have let a lot of things go. But passion for this job is where it's at. Everybody have a good weekend if you're watching this before. If not, I hope you had a good weekend. Let's get ready to do this training on this new software. I think the staff are going to be amazed at how much they're going to like this software. Go with a positive attitude. If you don't like it, then we can talk about it. We can figure out what we want to do from there. But give this software a chance. Go in there with a good attitude, and let's just go out there and make a difference in people's lives. Thank you. Have a good day.